Hello and welcome back to Outposts in the Desert. I've made a coffee run and I'm ready to continue this base building with a little more energy. So at the end of the last episode we put in our last hard drive hoping for the alternate steel ingot recipe, and unfortunately we did not unlock it. So of these three, the iron alloy ingots, this doesn't really jive with the plan here to make outposts. Well, you can't really have an iron outpost if you need copper to make your iron ingots. Iron wire. This used to be a godly alternate recipe, but in update 2, it produced at a rate of 67.5 iron wire per minute. Now that's been nerfed down to 22.5 per minute. So this is now a really situational recipe. If you don't have any copper nearby, you can use this and make wire from iron. Otherwise, copper is by far the better option. It's more efficient in terms of ingots to wire. It's more efficient in terms of the production rate. So this is now purely situational. Of these three, this is the clear choice, the alternate blueprint for steel rotors. This increases the production rate by 25% from 45 per minute. You eliminate the need for screws, and also I believe that the recipe for stators is still steel pipes and wire, so you can have your stators and your rotors made from the same two components, which is huge for simplifying that. So we still need the recipe for steel ingots if we can get it, and we've got another chance here off in the distance to the south. This is going to be our steel foundry setup, but off to the distance, if you can just make it out at the top of that cliff there, that is another drop pod. So we're gonna head over and check it out. We'll just start building ramps. Is this the right ramp? Yeah, okay. I think we've got more than enough concrete to get us there. It's a lone spitter guarding that yellow slug. Maybe we'll get that on the way back. Oh, this is a death. Okay. My bad. I deconstructed the wrong ramp. That was rough. Fortunately, we're not too far. Okay. First death of the playthrough. That's rough. Let's equip our zapper, our chainsaw, pick up the blade runners. Now let's get back up there. So the idea here was to just put a foundation to reach that yellow slug, which we need for further research in the MAM. There we go, that looks high enough. What have we got here? Another yellow slug. To the east, there's a sulfur patch up there. Is this drop pod guarded by anything? Usually they're defended by some fauna, but I'm not seeing it. If it's here. I do see a lot of goodies that we can pick up and feed into our MAM. Got some industrial beams, supercomputers with a ton of points. We don't. What do we need here? 35 motors. Okay, we'll need to run back and see if we've got any or enough motors. I don't think we do. So we won't be able to unlock this yet. So let's drop some screws. Let's drop our extra modular frame. Let's pick up these computers. Is there anything else around here? Alright, we really need another hard drive. You see that little island out there on the coast? I'm pretty sure there's another drop pod out there. That's a bit of a trip though, isn't it? I know there's another hard drive right down here at the beginning of the marsh, but it needs crystal oscillators. Can't do that yet. There are more hard drives around. They're just not accessible. We're really not to the point where I can make a big loop collecting hard drives because you really want your Xeno Basher, right? So much better than the Xeno Zapper. The Xeno Basher is my weapon of choice for this game. Over the rifle, definitely over the rebar gun. Okay. Well, we can't unlock that drop pod without a large number of motors. Is this yellow? Nice. So we can pop that into the MAM. We're going to pop these supercomputers into the awesome sink. Get a few more coupons. Same with the heat sinks, same with the computers. Okay, first of all, let's go to the MAM. Power slugs. Oh man, do I want to spend? It's a lot of resources for something we don't really need right now. Let's pop it in the box and take another look at that later. Okay, in the item sink. What are we up to for our coupon price here? 65, almost 66,000. Let's see what we're getting for a computer and a heatsink. Okay, we'll put the computer in first. 66,000 to go. Oh, okay, so computers are worth more than 66,000. What about the heatsink? Heatsinks are a tier 7 product. Okay, so that only gave us like 20,000 for the heatsink. Let's check this big one here. Supercomputer. Oh no. Only one, fellas. Oh, look at that. 7 coupons. Nuts, that's crazy. So I don't think the heat sinks are really worth putting in at this point with the prices so high. We're at 145,000 now. Let's see how many we get. Oh wow, Still getting a lot for computers. Let's put in another supercomputer. Just trying to keep a little variety. Who knows if it matters? I don't. I haven't seen any conclusive data on the internet. Okay, 5 more coupons for that supercomputer. Excellent. We're up to 220 for the price. Let's see how many coupons we're getting for one computer. These may not be worth it anymore. So 220 down to 105. So yeah, that's worth it. It's almost 115,000. Let's just pop them all in there. And then, you know what? Let's pop all the supercomputers too. Why not? $20, $24, $27, $28. Okay. $29. Okay. Let's print those. Not bad. Not bad. So now we've got 31 coupons to play with here. And something to keep in mind is that as you unlock more tech in the hub, more purchase options will become available in the coupon shop. So one thing we want the windows, right? They look great. Have to add them. We've got the walls already. Let's add the pipelines. It's only 3, so we're up to 12. Walkways, we need that. That's 18. I think that's good for now. Gives us 13 still. We'll be getting like a Mark II of the power walls. Those are good to have. We'll save some coupons for maybe some ramps. There's one thing that I'm sure everyone has seen, but I'll do it anyway. Let's grab our coupon here. We'll take one coupon. Yes. And we're going to feed the coupon into the item sink.
Fixit Incorporated does not waste. As a reward for your creative input, I have been given permission to grant you a gift. You can find it in the awesome store. I hope you like it. It was my first solo project.
It's the Cyberwagon. A copy of the Cybertruck from Tesla. Cost 20 coupons to unlock. Can't afford it yet. Pop the rest of our coupons back there. Save these heat sinks too. We've only got 7 motors so far. Once we unlock the melee combat in Tier 4, man, we're close actually. Probably after this episode, I'll make my giant loop. In the meantime, let's set up our foundries. With update 3, they added 30 new alternate recipes. So that brings the total number of hard drives you need as a completionist to 71. That's 69 alternate recipes and 2 unlocks for inventory space. And interestingly enough, they added several of the unlocks you used to get for inventory space from hard drives, the dimensional pocket and uh, the other one. They've been added to the MAM as research options or research rewards, but they left them and the hard drive unlocks also, so you can get quite a bit of inventory space in update 3. It's great. Okay, so we don't have the alternate recipe for iron ingots yet, and we will. It's like at the top of my priority list right now. But we can go ahead and set up our foundries using these 3 coal nodes. We're just setting up 4 foundries to start, just enough to start pumping out some beams and some pipes. Let's put them all in a row. Let's check our recipe here. The initial recipe is iron ore and coal, 45 of each. So the tier 2 belt can only support 3. Can't even really support 3, but it can come close to supporting 3 foundries. Okay, so I guess we'll stick to 3. Need to push these out a little bit more. Need room for the belts. This is all a temporary setup just to get us through the milestones of tiers 3 and 4. And then once we've moved to the outposting stage of this game, the mid game, we'll build this much bigger to a permanent steel outpost. There we go. We'll use these. And we're going to need some miners. We'll go ahead and put down Mark 1 miners. Then we'll upgrade them as soon as we've unlocked them, the Mark 2s. Okay. We need to use Mark 2 belts for this. Okay, these are normal nodes, but we're going to use power shards to bump them up to pure node status. So we'll only need 1 to start. It's very temporary, just for an episode or 2 to get us through these milestones, and then we'll come up with a better looking, more permanent arrangement here. We're really burning through our reinforced blades quickly. How are we on iron plates? Good. Okay. So this is pretty standard. And we can use Mark 1 belts for these because each input only needs 45, and Mark 1 belts can handle 60. And let's set our recipe here. Just the standard steel ingot for now until we can find that alternate. They produce at a rate of 45 per minute. Let's check out the production rates for the steel products. Steel pipes require 30 per minute, okay? And we'll just use the same here. Steel beams, 60 per minute. Great. You can see I should have left that up. The steel beam recipe has changed in update 3. In update 2, it was 2 steel ingots for 1 steel beam. Now it's doubled. You need 4 steel ingots to make each steel beam. That is rough. And you're going to need a lot of steel beams because steel beams will be the Mark III belt. You're going to use that a ton. The Mark IV belt is far away in Tier 6. Okay, so let's think about this. We've got 3 foundries producing 45 each. That's 135 steel ingots every minute. 60 of those can go to steel beams. Oh man, I'm really tempted to have... How many... Let's check our milestones and just see the number of pipes we need compared to the number of beams, because I want to say we need more pipes than beams for the milestones. No steel requirements there. Here we go. 200 pipes, 300 pipes, 400 pipes. Yeah. So 400 pipes and 200 beams needed total. So as much as I would love to start a lot of steel beam production to use for belts later, because of our production, limited production, and the needs of those milestones, it only makes sense to double up on pipes and do 1 constructor of beams. That'll be 30, 60, plus another 60. This will be the beams. That's 120 steel ingots used per minute of the 135 that we're producing. And I'm just going to keep this really simple because this is really temporary. So we'll put a merger here. And here. Let's have it facing this way. These offset outputs for the foundries can throw you if you're just looking for the center alignment. Okay, so splitting. Yeah, we can input from behind. Then here from the east. And here again. Actually, we don't even need a splitter there. Okay. We can use a Mark I belt there, a Mark I belt for all the connections between the mergers and the machines, producers or consumers. And between the mergers, we'll need Mark IIs, and we're out of reinforced plates. So we'll run back. Hopefully we'll have some waiting for us. Out of screws. Not great. Oh, nice. That's excellent. Are both of these out of screws? Oh man, we have really blown through our screws. That's fine though. Okay, yeah. We'll just switch this back. And this has screws, so we'll move. Actually, I think we can use Mark 1 belts for this. There we go. Let's just check that, double check it. Yeah, 60 per minute, so Mark 1s will work. Alright, that'll keep our reinforced iron plate and rotor production running. What were we doing? Okay, finishing our steel setup. We can go ahead and place these other two miners, I guess, just to free up some inventory space. So we'll need the Mark II belts here. This is outputting 45, this is outputting 45, that's 90, that's too much for a Mark I belt. Add the other 45 here, that's 135. That total is more than a Mark II belt can handle, but really? Okay. But we only need 120, so we'll be fine. 120 is the capacity for a Mark II belt, and that's also what these three constructors will need total. There we go. Excellent. Now we need to, these are all Mark IIs, right? Yeah, good. Let's get some power over here. Let's put up a wall. And add a power wall pole here just to avoid any clipping. Oh, wrong attachment. We need the double-headed, double-sided wall power attachment. There we go. I'm pretty sure right now these are bugged, and they allow infinite connections, not the 4 that it should be restricted to. I would expect that to be changed pretty quickly, probably this week. I know it's been reported several times. Okay, we got a free power connection here. Let's pull this over. That powers the miner up. Okay. We need to select the recipe here. Steel pipes. Is this steel pipes? Good. Now we'll just set up some storage containers to collect the output. I think 2 will do us. One for steel beams, and then 1 for steel pipes. Center this. Is that enough room? It's gonna be a little tight. We'll see if we can fit a merger in there. these output at 20 per minute, so we can use a Mark 1 belt. Here we go. This output's at a rate of 15 per minute, yeah. Okay, so we should have steel or coal on the line. We need to put some iron ore in that box. This will be the last time you see this setup and this run through. This will get us to the Mark II miners pretty quickly. Then from Mark II miners we'll get the Mark III belts, and then we'll be ready for full-on automation. But until then, this is the way to do it. If you don't mind the increased like hands-on legwork aspect, which I don't. Not if you can justify it with so much increased output. Oh, out of inventory space. Let's run all of this over. What is that? 18, 20 stacks. So that'll run for almost 20 minutes. It's consuming, 135 ore per minute. Thought I had a ramp. There it is. Drop that all in. Mark 1 miner. Okay, so this mine is only producing at 60 per minute. We need to go and fetch our power shards. And then we're going to make another ore circuit while we're down there. We'll take those 2 power shards. So Mark 1 miner, normal node, 60 ore per minute. Pop in both power shards, take it to 200%. Yeah. So one thing to notice when overclocking is that the output jumped 100% to 120 per minute. The power consumption jumped more than 300%, or I guess more than an additional 200%, from 5 megawatts to 15.2. So it's not a linear shift in production and power consumption. Or it might be linear, but it's not proportional. Okay, let's do what is hopefully one of our last ore circuits while our steel setup kicks off. And then we'll see which milestones we can unlock with the resources that don't require steel. I think melee combat is one of them. And then I think between episodes, between this episode and the next, I will make my loop collecting all the hard drives I can. Except I'll do all of the hard drives outside of this new desert biome. and then we'll start the next episode with the hard drives within the desert biome, so that everyone can see those new drop pod locations. Honestly, what we really need to do is we need to unlock the medicinal inhaler through alien organs, because that's kind of essential when you're making these long loops of the map. You know, you're going to need a way to keep yourself healed, and that's my favorite method. You know, it just requires alien organs and mycelia. You can find both pretty easily, and you know, if you're just using alien organs and mycelia, that's only 2 inventory slots, right? When you're out exploring, like, your inventory space is at a real premium, because you have to take with you the items you'll think you'll need to unlock hard drives, which it's mostly going to be like some rotors, some modular frames, things to make biomass burners and biomass. We'll take some heat sinks. We'll take our motors. You know, those are things, or those are materials we've seen that can unlock drop pods. I should have saved some of those supercomputers, actually, because I know there's a drop pod not too far away that needs 2 supercomputers. That was a mistake. But it's fine. There are more drop pods on the map than there are hard drive recipes to unlock with them, so if you can't unlock them all, it's not a big deal. But then you also need to, you know, remember that you're going to be bringing back a lot of the goodies you see around the hard drives, so you need inventory space to, you know, to carry all of that back. Okay, so I put in the iron ore, but left my equipment down there and didn't touch the copper or the limestone. Not super efficient today. Okay, let's dump all of this. And we'll go and fill up on limestone, do the same. And then we'll take a look at what we need for these milestones. We should have probably 100 pipe waiting for us. What did I say? It was producing at 20 per minute. That's 40 per minute between the two of them. Yeah, we should have probably more than 100 pipes. Is that all the limestone miners? Looks like it. Okay. Where did I put my stuff? Right here? Good. We're just gonna top off our inventory with some more iron ore to dump into the steel box to keep that running. No. Each stack is almost another minute of production at this rate. So we just bought ourselves 8 more minutes by carrying this over. just take a look at the power too. See where we're at. We're fine. Although, I think this is still relying on our biomass burners. Yeah, we haven't disassembled those yet. That's fine. You know, why not use the biofuel we've got? All right. So this is actually, so what's 18. These still, oh, this is only 8 across. So 16, 18, about 20 minutes worth of productivity. Yeah, we'll take those. We'll leave those. Another thing you want to take with you when you're out exploring are a few stacks of concrete, a few stacks of iron plates and iron rods, so that you can build your conveyor poles and your walkways to reach these hard to reach places, the different elevations. Okay. So this, no steel required, we can unlock this. We'll have to make a few modular frames. This we can unlock right now. This, okay, we're going to be able to bust through a lot of these. Let's start with vehicular transport. Let's just get that done. Be done with tier 3. We need 5 iron frames, and the rest will be found in boxes. Good. Okay, let's see what we need. 100 rotors, 200 cable, 400 rods. Okay, 200 cable. Grab an extra stack. We'll top off our stack of rotors. And we'll grab the rods we need. No, really running low on rods here. It's fine, I think we've got a few, yeah. Rotor production is taking a lot. Okay, I think that's everything we need. Frames, rotors, cable, and rods. Okay, that unlocks tractors and truck stations.
Long-range transportation, as well as the construction of outposts, is now encouraged. Vehicle state.
Sorry, I skipped that. You haven't heard it before. So advanced steel production unlocks the Mark II miner. We're excited about that. Encased industrial beams, those will be useful later. I think you also need these to make the Mark II miners. Stators used in the production of motors and in one of the next tier of elevator parts. Motors, we'll need a ton of those in the future. And automated wiring is one of the next parts that we send up the space elevator to unlock tiers 5 and 6. I think we'll skip this for now. The next one we'll do is improved melee combat. So we've got 3 minutes until our pod returns. So let's gather the materials. We ran on copper sheets, good. Building up a nice supply. So 1500 wire, done. 200 cable, easy. This is why you need to leave a space between your constructors. Now we need 25 rotors. We'll just grab a stack. And the 50 reinforced iron plates we have. Alright. Just waiting on the pod's return. Let's go over and, we've got 2 minutes. You hate to do it, but why not? We'll make a... we may not if we don't have any rods. I was gonna say we'll make a circuit, an ore circuit, but I can't put down a chest without rods. What can we do with this last minute? We can check the MAM, I guess. Oh yeah, we'll check the MAM for alien organisms. We need this medicinal inhaler here. Oh, 100 frames? That is just painful. Really rough, requiring 100 frames for that inhaler unlock. 5 inventory slots, that'd be nice too. What do we need together? 5 and 5? 10? We've only got 8. Yikes. So we need to kill another spitter to unlock both of those. What do we need for the inventory unlock? Just wire, plenty of that, no problem. Is that inventory space or an arm slot? Inventory slot's good. Alright. Now let's fill up this milestone. 2, 3, 1, 2. And let's make ourselves a basher.
Milestone reached. R&D inflated your pocket dimension, added an additional hand equipment slot, and have provided an improved Xeno Zapper with increased strength and range.
Okay. So we need a fair amount of wire. More cable. And we'll need modular frames. I think we can make those. What do we need for a Xeno Zapper? Rods. We're just flying through these milestones here. That's good. So we need one Xeno Zapper. And we'll use the one in our inventory. We need to make 4 more modular frames. Get that they're made 2 at a time now. And we'll make our basher. Excellent. We've got an extra hand slot as well. That's where we'll put beacons, or we should make some beacons to take with us. Always good to have beacons. There we go. Let's check our next milestone. Let's go with advanced steel. Actually, let's go over here to our MAM and unlock those inventory slots. Okay. Advanced steel. The pipes we have, let's go ahead and pop those in. $200 rotors, I think we can swing that. Yeah. 1,500 wire. And pick up a few hundred concrete. Alright, Mark II miners.
Milestone reached. Improved miner included to double extraction rates and improve efficiency of new pipelines. A collection of new, more complex parts is now available for crafting. An additional project part can now be constructed. Further progress to the next phase is now possible.
Okay. This last tier should be easy. Let's just go and see where we're at on our steel beam production. Nice. Great. Okay. So we'll grab the concrete. We're not going to wait for the pod to return. I'll just put these materials in the hub to wait for it. This is a good spot to end the episode. Now, between episodes, I'm going to make a giant loop and collect all the hard drives in the other biomes of the map. My plan is just to start. We're in the northeast corner of the map right now, the desert biome, and I'll just go south and actually I'll probably go west, all the way west, then all the way south, and then back east and back north, and then I'll hit all the center of the map, and then I'll come back to the northeast area and we'll knock out all of the drop pods in the new biome, this biome, at the start of the next episode. And then we'll be set for hard drives for the rest of this playthrough. Let's collect our concrete. And I guess I should also just briefly show like how I set up for an extended trip out into the world. So 200 beams, 100 pipes, 500 concrete. So once we unlock this, we can really, all we'll really need to do is set up some temporary automation to unlock tiers 5 and 6. That'll be fast, right? And then we'll be ready to just tear this all down after we send the parts up the space elevator and, really move into the the mid-game, uh, you know, increase production. We'll set up all of our cool little outposts. We'll have to start thinking about oil. Man, that's exciting. But to get ready for an extended trip out, let's dump all of our inventory here first. Good. So what you're going to want is probably 300 concrete. That's a good amount. We'll need 300 each of iron plates and iron rods. You're going to want some biomass. You're going to want anything you might use to unlock a hard drive. So I know there are drop pods that require a few steel beams. We'll take those with us. Some hard drives require encased industrial beams. We'll take those. Rotors, that's a really popular one. We'll want a full stack of rotors. More than one hard drive requires quick wire. We'll take that. There's even a hard drive that requires screws. We'll take it. You're going to need cable and wire to make to make power poles to connect your biomass burners, because probably half of the drop pods require power. There may be drop pods that require steel pipes. I'm not sure. We'll take the pipes just in case. Doesn't hurt, So we'll just quickly run over here and just max out all these equipment slots. 300 rods. Let's max out 300 plates. Is this out? Okay, we need to... Yeah. So 1, 2, 300. What else? Just anything we might need to unlock a hard drive. So we'll check our box here of goodies. If you need heat sinks, we'll take the heat sinks. We'll probably find more. We'll just take all of this stuff. The motors. Yeah, that's a good start. If there's one that needs crystal, we'll take the crystal. Or the quartz, rather. Yep, I think that's a good start. And this will leave us, what is this? 12, 15, 16 slots to bring stuff back. Not as much as we would like. Oh, here we go. So now went from 16 to 21.
Pocket dimension has been inflated.
Before I head out, I'll probably bust out this update, just because having a medicinal inhaler that you can make out in the field is kind of crucial. And that'll help a lot. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying this new desert playthrough as much as I am. It's been a lot of fun so far. Even though, like I see this as I'm going into a long, 3 or 4 hour slog around the entire map. One of the things to mention is that when you're out in the wild, just collect everything you can that's going to be useful. Not just the hard drives and the goodies around the drop pods, but also any slugs you get, any nutritional items like, the bacon, agaric, the berries, the nuts. You want to bring back some mycelia. And while you're out there, just don't be afraid to take or just, make a craft bench out there while you're there, and convert all those slugs to power shards in the field. That'll cut down on the amount of inventory space you need. So if you're enjoying the series, just hit the like button. That helps me a lot, expand my viewership. And I'll see everyone in the next episode when I've hopefully collected dozens and dozens of hard drives and other goodies. And we'll start with the drop pods in the desert. Until next time.